Programs on occasion of Sri Sri Nitai Sachinandan's Gaur Poornima celebrations 2020. Hari Bol! So we'll start this auspicious cultural program with these wonderful kids singing a beautiful bhajan written by none other than Narottam Das Thakur. The name of the bhajan is Gauranga Karuna Koro. So please sing along. The meaning and the whole bhajan is right here up on the screen. Ananya Mataji has so nicely taught all these kids. So if you're interested, please contact her. Ram Navami is coming up and she's really looking forward to training up the kids and even Matajis for the next bhajan. Thank you all. Now so our mood is more than singing the bhajan, we really need to understand the feeling of the bhajan and the meaning of the bhajan. So before we start, we will be reading the translation of the bhajan and getting an idea of what it means so that we can sing in that mood. The next program that will follow after this is Gopi Geet, and that will be sung by the Matri Mandali or the Matajis of ISKCON Portland. Followed by that, we'll have another couple of bhajans, and finally we'll end the culture programs with a beautiful skit glorifying the pastimes of the Lord. Hari Bol.
Oh my dear Lord Gauranga, please show your mercy to this lowly and destitute soul. O Lord, there is no one more fallen than myself in all the three worlds.
Holding grass between my teeth, O Lord Gaura, I am calling out to you now. Please be compassionate upon me and come to reside within the temple of my heart.
If you do not give your mercy, seeing how fallen I am, then why are you known as Patita Pavana, the merciful Savior of the fallen?
I am plunged amidst the violent hurricane-stricken waves of the ocean of this material world, from which there is no escape. Kindly give me the gift of your divine lotus feet, which are compared to a boat in which your servant may cross over the ocean of birth and death. Narottama Dasa, the servant of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, carelessly makes this prayer.
Gauranga Karuna Karo,
Thank you.
Just scroll down, just like this. Just scroll up, just scroll. Mommy, if you want, mommy, just scroll up, do it like this.
नहीं माता जी राउंड करके बैठेंगे maybe little curvy like this. I understand, but Raja for someone I need. So option number 9, who is number 9?
Are we putting mats again? Okay.
Yeah, since we are sitting in 2 rows, there will be more fun.
Are we all done?
Yeah.
हो गया मुश्किल रहेगा Function, you have to. This is Mata
क्रॉस करने के लिए रखा है.
अच्छा
मेरा तो फ्रीज ही हो गया ये, ओ माय गॉड। We're all there. We're all.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Now the Matra Mandali of ISKCON Portland wants to dedicate this beautiful recitation from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is said to be the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, and that is Gopi Geet. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu loved the Gopi Geet, and that was just his confirmation. The sloka that he loved the most especially was Tava Katamritam. So as he is going to honor his Bhoga, we're going to recite this Gopi Geet. Hari Bol. Please feel free to sing along. Matajis will sing and you can follow. As you can see, we'll start with the translation. It's up in the slides. Hare Krishna.
Number 1. The gopis said, O beloved, your birth in the land of Raja has made it exceedingly glorious, and thus Indira, the goddess of fortune, always resides here. It is only for your sake that we, your devoted servants, maintain our lives. We have been searching everywhere for you, so please show yourself to us.
O Lord of love, in beauty your glance excels the world of the finest, most perfectly formed lotus within the autumn pond. O bestower of benedictions, you are killing the maidservants to have given themselves to you freely, without any price. Isn't this murder?
O greatest of personalities, you have repeatedly saved us from all kinds of danger, from poisoned water, from the terrible man-eater Agha, from the great rains, from the wind demon, from the fiery thunderbolt of Indra, from the bull demon, and from the son of Mayadanava.
You are not actually the son of the Gopi Yashoda, O friend, but rather the indwelling witness in the hearts of all embodied souls. Because the Lord Brahma prayed for you to come and protect the universe, you have now appeared in the Satvara dynasty.
O best of the Vishnus, your lotus-like hand, which holds the hand of the goddess of fortune, grants fearlessness to those who approach your feet out of fear of material existence. O lover, please place that wish-fulfilling lotus hand on our heads.
O you who destroy the sufferings of Braja people, O hero of all women, your smile shatters the false pride of your devotees. Please, dear friend, accept us as your maidservants and show us your beautiful lotus face.
Your lotus feet destroy the past sins of all embodied souls who surrender to them. Those feet follow after the cows in the pastures and are the eternal adobe of goddess of fortune. Since you once put those feet on the hoods of great serpent Kaliya, please place them upon our breasts and tear away the lust in our hearts.
O lotus-eyed one, your sweet voice and charming words, which attract the minds of the intelligent, are bewildering us more and more. Our dear hero, please revive your maidservants with the nectar of your lips.
The nectar of your words and the descriptions of your activities are the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. These narrations, transmitted by learned sages, eradicate one's sinful reactions and bestow good fortune upon whoever hears them. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly, those who spread the message of Godhead are most munificent.
Your smiles, your sweet loving glances, the intimate pastimes and confidential talks we enjoyed with you, all these are auspicious to meditate upon and they touch our hearts. But at the same time, O deceiver, they very much agitate our minds.
Dear Master, dear lover, when you leave the cowherd village to herd the cows, our minds are disturbed with the thought that your feet, more beautiful than a lotus, will be pricked by the spiked husks of grain and the rough grass and plants.
At the end of the day, you repeatedly show us your lotus face, covered with dark blue locks of hair and thickly powdered with dust. Thus, O hero, you arouse lusty desire in our minds.
Your lotus feet, which are worshipped by Lord Brahma, fulfill the desires of all who bow down to them. They are the ornament of the earth. They give the highest satisfaction. And in times of danger, they are the appropriate object of meditation. O lover, O destroyer of anxiety, please put those lotus feet upon our breasts.
O hero, kindly distribute to us the nectar of your lips, which enhances conjugal pleasure and vanquishes grief. That nectar is thoroughly relished by your vibrating flute and makes people forget any other attachment.
When you go to the forest during the day, a tiny fraction of a second becomes like a millennium for us, because we cannot see you. And even when we can eagerly look upon your beautiful face, so lovely with its adornment of curly locks, your pleasure is hindered by our eyelids, which are fashioned by the foolish Creator.
Dear Achyuta, you know very well why we have come here. Who but a cheater like you would abandon young women who come to see him in the middle of the night, enchanted by the loud song of his flute? Just to see you, we have completely rejected our husbands, children, ancestors, brothers, and other relatives.
Our minds are repeatedly bewildered as we think of the intimate conversations we had with you in secret. Feel the rise of lust in our hearts and remember your smiling face, your loving glances, and your broad chest, the resting place of the goddess of fortune. Thus we experience the most severe hankering for you.
O beloved, your all auspicious appearance vanishes the distress of those living in Raja's forest. Our minds long for your association. Please give to us just a bit of that medicine which counteracts the disease in your devotee's heart.
O dearly beloved, your lotus feet are so soft that we place them gently on our breasts, fearing that your feet will be hurt. Our life rests only in you. Our minds, therefore, are filled with anxiety that your tender feet might be wounded by pebbles as you roam about the forest path. Sri Gopi Geet ki Jai.
Gopyauchuhu jayati te dhikam janmana vrija Shrayat indira shashvadatrahi Jayate dhikam janmana vrija Shrayat indira shashvadatrahi Dayata drishyatam dikshutavakas Tvai dhrita savas swam vichinvate
शरदुदासये साधुजातसर सरसुजोदरा श्रीमुसादृशा सुरतनाथ ते शुल्कदासिका वरदनेन तो नेह किं वदा
सुरतनाथ ते शुल्कदासिका वरदनेन
विषजलाप्ययाद् व्यालराक्षसात् वर्षमारुताद् वैद्युतानलात् वर्षमारुताद् वैद्युतानलात् विषमयात्मजाद् विश्वतो भयात् ऋषभते वयं रक्षितामुः
न खलु गोपिका नन्दनो भवान् अखिल देहिनाम् अन्तरात्मदृक् अखिल देहिनाम् अन्तरात्मदृक् विकनसार्थितो विश्वगुप्तये सकौदीयवान् सात्वतां कुले
सकलौदीयवान् सात्वतां कुले विरचिताभयं वृष्णिदूर्यते चरणमेयुषां सांसदेवया चिदाभयं वृष्णिदूर्यते चरणमेयुषां संस्तदेवया करसरोरुहं कान्तकामदं शिरसि देहिना श्रीकरगृहं करसरोरुहं कान्तकामदम् शिरसि देहिना श्रीकरगृहम्
व्रजजनार्हितं वीरयोषितं निजजनस्मया ध्वंसनास्मितं जनार्हितं वीरयोषितं निजजनस्मया ध्वंसनास्मितम् भज सखे भवात् किङ्करस्मानो जलरनोहनं चारुदर्शया भज सखे भवात् किङ्करस्मनो जलरोहनं चारुदर्शया
प्रणतदेहिनां पापकर्षणं तृणचरानुगं श्रीनिकेतनं श्रीनिकेतनं फणिफणार्पितं ते पदाम्बुजं कृणुकुचेषुना कृन्धि हृच्छयम्
मधुरया गिरा वल्गुवाक्यया बुधमनोज्ञया पुष्करे क्षणा विधिकरीरिमा वीरमोह्यति रन्धरसीधुना प्याययस्वना
तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्पसापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं
भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना
शरणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाददं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ते भूरिदा प्रहसितं प्रिया प्रेमवीक्षणं विहरणं च ते ध्यानमङ्गलम् प्रेमवीक्षणं विहरणं च ते ध्यानम् रहसि संविदो या हृदि स्पृशा कुहकनो मना क्षोभयन्ति
चलसि यद्व्रजाचारयां पशून् नलिनसुन्दरं नातते पदम् यद्व्रजाचारयां पशून् नलिनसुन्दरं नातते पदम् शिलतृणाङ्कुरैः सीदतीति ना कलिलतामना कान्त गच्छति
दिनपरीक्षये नीलकुण्टलैर्वनरुहाननं ब्रेब्दहाट्व्रतम् गणरजश्वलं दर्शयन्मुहुर्मनसि न स्मरं वीरयच्यसि
प्रणतकामदं पद्मजार्चितं धरणिमण्डनं ध्येयमापदि चरणपङ्कजं सन्तमं च ते रमणनस्तने स्वार्पयादिहन् शन्तमं च ते सुरतवर्धनं शोकनाशनं स्वरितवेणुना सुष्ठुचुम्बितम् इतररागविस्मरणामृणां वितरवीरणास्ते धरामृतम्
अतति यद्भवान् अहनिकाननं त्रुटियुजगायते त्वामपश्यता कुटिलकुण्टलां श्रीमुखां च ते जडौ दीक्षतां पक्ष्मकृदृशाम्
पतिसुतान् व्यया भ्रातृबान्धवान् अतिविलङ्घ्यते अन्ति अच्युतागता गतिविदस्तवोद्गीतमोहिता किटवयोषिता कस्त्यजेनिषि
रहसि संविदं हिच्चयोदयं प्रहसिताननं प्रेमवीक्षणम् मिदं हिच्चयोदयं रहसिताननं प्रेमवीक्षणम् बृहदरश्रियो वीक्ष्य दामते मुहुरते स्पृहा मुह्यते मना श्रियो
व्रजवनौकसं व्यक्तिरग्नते वृजिनः स्थलं विश्वमङ्गलम् त्यजमनाक्षना स्वस्पृहात्मनं स्वजनरुद्रुजं यन्निषूदनम् यत्ते सुजातचरणाम्बुरुहंस्तनेषु बीताशनै प्रियदधीमहि कर्कशेषु यत्ते सुजातचरणाम्बुरुहंस्तनेषु बीताशनै प्रियदधीमहि कर्कशेषु तेनाटवीम् अटसि तद्व्यततेन किं स्वेन् कूर्पादिभिर्भ्रमति धीर्भवदायुषाणाम् हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे राम 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 हरे हरे गोपी गीत की जय।
Dude, I literally woke up with it, bro. Like a cold muscle.
Hare Krishna, now we have the most awaited drama presentation by the devotees. So this is a very nice, usually kidnapping events are not that fun, no one really laughs and anything, but in the Lord's pastime, everything is so blissful, everything is so funny, everything is filled with humor. So what we're going to see before us is actually a kidnapping pastime, but because the person who's being kidnapped is the Lord, it's going to be filled with love, bliss, and laughter. So this is a beautiful pastime in Chaitanya Bhagavat or Chaitanya Charitamrita. Enjoy. Hare Krishna.
Lord Krishna came to this earth as Lord Chaitanya to teach everyone that the highest happiness and relief from this material world can be found in the names of Krishna. He taught everyone the Hare Krishna mantra and brought happiness to everyone's faces. Lord Chaitanya was known as Nimai as a baby and took birth in Navadvip in Bengal, which is in India. Many wonderful things happened when Nimai was around, and this is a story about one of them. Lord Nimai captivated everybody, and everyone loved him dearly, especially his parents, who were Satyadevi and Jagannath Mishra. Once, while little Nimai was playing outside in his beautiful garden, there were two thieves roaming the streets alone. Seeing Nimai's fine, expensive jewels and gold, these two thieves took this opportunity to come to rob him.
Look at this beautiful golden boy, bedecked with the finest golden jewelry.
Whose son do you think he is?
We can be rich Lakshmipatis if we kidnap this boy, steal the jewelry and sell it.
Oh, what an idea, Harami! The problem is, kids scream when they are with strangers they don't know. We have to befriend this boy and make everyone else think he is one of our child.
Ram, I like the way you think.
Oh, my dear child, where have you been so long?
Come, come, let's go home.
The thieves pretended Nimai was their own child, so any onlookers didn't think they were stealing him. The streets were covered with thousands of people. No one knew that these men were stealing a child. So they took Nimai upon their shoulders and ran off with him down the street and into the forest to hide out.
I will take these big gold bangles he has.
I will take these pearl necklaces.
And I will take these diamond-studded anklets.
I will take these stone earrings. We will be so rich, Haram. We will be so rich.
many stories of how little children this boy's age become very anxious and scared when with people they don't know, especially huge, gruesome men like you. But this boy has not flinched even a little bit and continues to have this beautiful smile on his radiant golden little face.
Ram, whom are you calling gruesome? During my days, I used to win the title of Mr. Village.
I know how good you are at lying, Rami, but this is too much even for you.
Here, little one, I got some oranges from you. Please have it.
There had been a search party looking for Nimai.
Vishwambara, where are you?
Please come out if you are hiding. You win.
Nimai, Sachinandan.
While Nimai laughed, thinking it all a bit of fun. These men were horrible men. They were going to take him and kill him in the forest, then steal all the jewels. The Lord, though, knows everything, and with his mystic powers, he put a spell on them, and the thieves thought they were carrying him toward their hideout and going further away. But actually, they ran in a big circle and ended up coming right back to Lord Nimai's house.
My dear child, please get down. We have reached home.
When they found out where they were shocked and quickly put Nimai down and tried to take his jewels. They were totally bewildered and quickly left without taking anything and without being noticed.
Ram, how did we come back to the boy's place?
Did someone play some magic on us?
Ram, if they catch us, they can thrash us to pieces.
Not good, not good. Let's go, let's go, let's run away, let's run away. Goddess Chandi has saved us today.
The statements of the scriptures cannot be false. It is said that children, as well as old and helpless people, are always saved by the providence. Haribo!
In reality, the two thieves were most fortunate, for they had carried the Supreme Personality of Godhead on their shoulders. In this way, the people considered what had happened, but they could not know the facts due to being illusioned by Lord Vishnu's illusionary energy. In this way, the Lord of Vaikuntha performed amazing pastimes. Who can understand these pastimes unless the Lord reveals them? Whoever hears these topics, which are confidential to even the Vedas, will certainly attain firm devotion for the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Haribol!
Hey Krishna. So please give a big round of applause and a Hari Bol for all the wonderful characters. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So we have the main characters. Okay. The main characters. The two thieves. Madhuri Prabhu. Shishinitai Sachinde Bhagwan ki. Jai. Nasimde Bhagwan ki. Jai. Brinde Tulsi Maharani ki. Hari Bol. Shubhapad ki jai. We have two thieves. We have Madhuri Prabhu and Arvind Prabhu. Hari Bol. We have three villages. Kalani Mataji, Vinil Prabhu, and Ram Prasad Prabhu. Hari Bol! And the in-person narrator, Gauri. Hare Krishna. Oh, and where is Nimai? Where's Nimai? Hari Bol! Haridas is Nimai. Hari Bol! Jai. Thanks, Prabhu. Yeah, Hari Bol. Okay. Aarti, Prabhu? Yeah. Now, please join us for Aarti. You can all stand up and read this. Hare Krishna.
Yep. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinamine Sing into the mic. Vedanta Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Visatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Make the keep singing for my kids. She drifts and it's like, you can't hear it.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Nitya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jayo Nitya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jayo Nitya Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jayo Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada. Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Shila Gurudev, Jaya Shila Gurudev, 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 Jaya Shila Gurudev. Yeah, okay. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Stotrata Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Charya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Stotrata Shri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupada Srila Gauri Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupada Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupada Srila Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinatha Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Shri Hanam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Kantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. ISKCON Vardhmana Guru Vrinda Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the Sambhu devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Sambhu devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Sambhu devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Huh? Sure. Haribo.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadayine Praladadayine Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shilatankanakalaye Shilatang Oh Shilatang Kanakalaye Shilatang Ito Narsimha Padato Narsimha ito narsimho parato narsimho yato yato yamitato narsimho oh yato yato yamitato narsimho Bahir Narsimho, Hridaye Narsimho. Bahir Narsimho, Hridaye Narsimho. Bahir Narsimho, Hridaye. Ha Narasim Amadim Sharanam Prapade Narasim Simhamadev Prapade Nara Simhamadev Sharanam Prapade Nara Simha Tavakada Kamalavade Nakam Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavakada Kamalavade Adbhuta Shringa Keshavadrita Tavakada Kamalavade Nakam Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Oh Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavakadakam Shringa Keshavadrita Narahariru Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Hey Jaya Prahlad Maharaj 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 Jaya Pradhan Madan, Pradhan Madan, Narmada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya. विघ्न विनाशक श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह बेगन सिंह देव भगवान की जय, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Nitai Satchidananda Dev ki jai, Shri Panch Tattva ji ki jai, Patita Pavan Shri Prahlad Maharaj Lord Nrsingadev Bhagwan ki jai, Shrimati Vinda Devi ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Vancha Kalpatribhyascha Kripo Sindhavyevacha Titanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavyo No Nama Namaha. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? If you don't feel enthusiasm, Srila Prabhupada said, hang out with those that do have enthusiasm. So you get some enthusiasm. We're going to have prasadam, so you got to burn up that energy. So we all want to let's appreciate all the devotees that put together today's nice, I don't want to call it cultural program, it's Shastrik, it's based on Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita and the songs of great acharyas. So it's not just cultural, it's transcultural. So let's appreciate them with a loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And all the youth and their teachers, very beautiful. Nice to see how serious even the little children were while they were reciting very important bhajans of the realizations of Narottama Das Thakur. And also want to thank all the ladies. It was just a feast for the eyes to see all of you in your beautiful colors and so coordinated, and like a wonderful offering to Shri Nitai Satchidananda. Thank you very much. And also want to thank, I thought last time when we did the pastimes of Lord Nityananda, I thought the same two thieves were Jagai and Madai, but they corrected me. Only one of them, honored us with a, encore presentation today, which is Arvind Prabhu. So, very, very nice as usual. I love the portion where Madhavi Prabhu asked, his son, Haridas, so whose son are you? It's like everybody. So it's like, I'm just waiting for him to get a little bit older. He'll reply to you at that point. But that was very nice. Not intended, I'm sure, but very nice. I want to thank the Narottama Vilas Prabhu. Narottama Vilas Prabhu, can you come out here with your wonderful child? Rastraraj and Prem Rupa Madhavi Mataji for kindly engaging us all in trying to have this performance, play, etc. My Guru Maharaj Rampad Swami was there when they used to do that in New York Temple, and he said Srila Prabhupada loved that like anything. And there are photos of all the devotees sitting in Srila Prabhupada in a rocking chair watching, and he said that used to just make his day. So that's very nice that you're able to do that. Let's appreciate their effort with a loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Do you guys like the Panch Tattva that we now have on the altar? Hari Bol. We have to serve them. So I want to thank the devotees, Narottama Vilas Prabhu, Jai Nitai Prabhu, and I'm sure other devotees, Prem Rupa Madhavi Mataji with the vision to bring, it seems more complete in that way. So thank you very much for doing that. They're beautiful. I was mentioning to Prem Rupa Madhavi Mataji, we had a chance to personally see and chant in front of the these Panch Tattva deities when we were in ISKCON Dublin. And they're wonderful. I mean, Mahaprabhu, the way he's like begging you to come and chant, it's like, wow, this is Bhagwan. So very nice to do that. I made an announcement kind of delayed on Gaur Poornima, that special offer for Gaur Poornima was that Chaitanya Charitamrita set is available at a discounted price of $99. So temple is simply taking the set as it comes from BBT, putting on the charge for the transport to get here, and making it available to you. So if you're interested, we can get in multiple languages, from Bengali to English, Bengali to Telugu, etc. Can I have a show of hands of who may be interested in obtaining Chaitanya? Hare Krishna. Thank you. So Bengali, English. Okay, Brahma Prabhu, you've taken note. Anyone else who is interested in obtaining Chaitanya Charitamrita? Okay, thank you very much. So one thing, I think we have a little bit of time before prasadam comes and to be distributed, yes? And so upcoming events, this Friday is Shivas Pandit's appearance day, one of the Panch Tattva. So please observe that. Where's Shivas Pandit inside this? On our rightmost side. If you go to Shridham Mayapur, you will see Shivas Angam. And when we saw it, it was like, wow, this is where everything occurred, the birth of Nam Sankirtan. So very amazing associate and extension of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The next big program, so to speak, would be on the Parents' Day of Sri Ramchandra, Ram Navami. That's on a Sunday, April 10th, and maybe some devotees will have ideas. I'm looking at Prem Rupa Madhavi Mataji, right? There's no shortage of amazing pastimes of Sri Ram, right? So, but anyways, it takes energy, I know that. And then after that, we'll eventually be celebrating Nrsimhadev Parents' Day as well. So thank you very much. Last, on Gaur Poornima, I asked, but everybody was really quiet. I think Damodar Leela Mataji, maybe a couple others. So I asked for a word to describe Sri Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya, and only a couple of people said something. I think it was just too late. We have time. Anybody can describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? We heard munificent, weeping in separation, merciful, compassionate. Any other adjectives to describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Humble? Yes. In which way? In that, even though he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he always presented himself as a humble devotee of the Lord. Yes, very nice. Compassionate. So, Prem Rupa Madhavi Mataji is saying compassionate, that's why he's golden, he's in the mood of Srimati Radharani, yes? That's very nice. Come on. Harinam Sankirtan, yes, the complete glorification of the names of Lord Krishna. Anything else?
He doesn't take any offense.
He doesn't take any offense. In which way? Why doesn't he take? And by his toleration, what is he teaching us? Yes. Love of God is so important that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came down on this planet to demonstrate how to love God. Srila Prabhupada says in the intro to Bhagavatam, which if you haven't read it, he'll first talk about Janmadi Yashya Yataha, but then the rest of it will be a bio of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he said, the book Bhagavatam is a person Bhagavat, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a practical example of the person Bhagavat. So, very important. Other things? Nothing else? Joyous. Yes. Krishna consciousness is a very happy practice. And we carry Krishna consciousness within us, and to attract others, that joy has to come out too. Yes. You never see him in a meditative mood generally. Although he experienced separation, like Mataji was saying too, for the last stage of his earthly pastimes. Yes. Deterministic. Determined. And what was the last thing you said? Unyielding. Yes, very soft yet firm. Something very nice Srila Prabhupada writes in Canto 2 is that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a very strict sannyasi. So part of that was not having, because of that ashram, not having association of Matajis, ladies. Yet Srila Prabhupada says, yet still he considered the love of the gopis the highest of all rasas with Lord Krishna. So not gender biased, it was based on one's actual depth of love of Krishna. Yes, very determined. Anything else? He loves to dance. Why does he like to dance? Expression of his love. Yes. Yes, it's amazing to read about him. I was sitting with Amal Bhakta Maharaj and in our car, you remember when Maharaj used to come here, and his tape was playing, and his tape was, if you haven't heard Amal Bhakta Maharaj's narrations of Srila Prabhupada's books, they're in English, and Amal Bhakta Maharaj was a professional actor as well as a Ashtanga yogi before he joined Krishna consciousness, and he's very austere, like every day for him is Ekadashi, every day of his life. So, but when you hear him chant about the pastime of when Mahaprabhu was at Rath Yatra and how foam, he was dancing and foam was coming out of his mouth and hitting everybody, and people all of a sudden became ecstatic, you can really feel that. So please make that available for yourselves. Very good. Dancer, the supreme dancer. Who else? What else? Confidential. In which way is he confidential? Can you bring your mask down just for a second? Okay. Yes, so Anita Mataji is saying very confidential, only his close associates knew who he was. So if that was the case, then what did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teach? So, if he's only revealing himself to a few people, what are the things he taught? Right. Right. So he taught Nam Ruchi, right? The taste for chanting the holy name. Anything else? Jiva Doya, compassion for the jivas, the Tatashta Shakti of Lord Krishna. What else? One last thing. Vaishnava Seva, so service of the devotees. So what Anita Mataji said is true, that was the main aspect he taught. Is there a book where you can read about the tattva that he taught those confidential devotees? Teachings of Lord Chaitanya is the book that was published that talks about his conversations with his most confidential devotees. So you can read that. Do we have Teachings of Lord Chaitanya? We do, right? Amazing book for those of you that want to, before one appreciates rasa, one has to know tattva, right? That's, Krishna Bhagavan told that to Arjuna, right? Janma karma chame divyam. So likewise, that book is available. Anita Mataji, if you're interested, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, it's very nice. It's summarization from Chaitanya Charitamrita. You guys are coming up with a lot of things today. Anybody else? Huh? You want to say something? Go ahead, pull your mask down. You can. He taught the philosophy of Achinta Bheda Bheda Tattva, and that is? Okay? So Mataji is saying an inconceivable oneness yet difference by design, and a way to harmonize. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj wrote in Sri Brahma Samhita called Lord Krishna the harmonizer of all contradictions. So that was from Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. Yes, very nice. Anything else? Yes, so Vivek Prabhu is saying one thing important. When you think of Lord Chaitanya, you think of his associates and his devotees, the 6 Goswamis, and their Vaishnava qualities. A Vaishnava, because he or she carries Krishna in their heart, has those qualities of Krishna that you can read. Very nice. Are you guys getting tired? Other things you can think of? Urgency to spread Krishna consciousness. Yes. Mataji is saying that he had a supreme urgency to spread the love of God. And he encouraged Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur that not a minute to spare. So that's very nice. It reminds me of this pastime of Srila Prabhupada when Shrutakriti Prabhu was talking about this, when Srila Prabhupada was lying at night time, and his servant, a devotee usually used to take care of Srila Prabhupada's needs in the middle of the night, saw that Srila Prabhupada was shaking, and the servant went up to Srila Prabhupada and said, Srila Prabhupada, are you all right? And Srila Prabhupada looked at him and said, there must be intense effort. And that's all he said. So there has to be some effort to develop our own Krishna consciousness and to extend that to others. Yes. Other things? He will say something when he gets a little bit older. How about all the Prabhus here? The Matajis are coming up with everything, and I've only heard from Madhuri Prabhu and Vivek Prabhu. Any comments? Sudhanaparan Prabhu, you're from Shridham Mayapur. Your family's been devotees for a long time. Your brother serves Lord Jagannath intimately. What do you think of when you think of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sorry to pick on you. You want to think about it and then I'll come back? So he descended from Golok Vrindavan into Siddha Mayapur to spread the chanting of the holy name. That's very nice. Yes, the Vaishnava Acharyas glorified that. Jainatai Prabhu, your name is Jainatai, so glorify Jai Sachi. I told him that after he got initiated, we could be together. I'll tell you the Navayogendra Maharaj's story later. Anything you can think of? Sense of? He gave the essence of all the Vedas, which is? Can't hear you. Can you hold down for some? Love of Godhead. Instead of getting lost in Mayavadi philosophy, love of Godhead. Yes. Srila Prabhupada makes that comment in the preface to Chaitanya Charitamrita. He says, other incarnations of the Lord talk about Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Hatha Yoga, and Srila Prabhupada says, Mahaprabhu skipped all that. It was Bhakti Yoga all the way. Never talked about the other yogas. That's correct. Other things? You want to say something, Prabhu? I know it's hard to say just one word, but Seva Bhav. In which way? Hare Krishna can just one person? Okay.
He was serving prasadam to all the devotees, and nobody was eating.
Somebody told him that, Mahaprabhu, if you don't start eating, nobody will eat. You should stop serving, and when you start honoring, then others will honor. They were all waiting for him to sit down and honor.
Yes.
He was just willing to serve the devotees.
Yes. Yeah, and he did it joyously. I remember reading on the passing of Haridas Thakur, how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down in a place where all the refuse used to be put in Puri, begging for alms for the feast for Haridas Thakur. And one very wonderful thing I've heard is that his ability to make those who are unqualified become qualified. When you think about Prakashananda Saraswati, when you think of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Vasudev Vipra, Jagai Madai, the ability to make those that have no qualification become qualified to approach Bhagavan. That's pretty amazing. Other things? This is really wonderful. When I'm hearing this, I feel enthused, and it gives you remembrance of Krishna. One of the lectures that Hari Prasad Prabhu is going to give is about Japa, Kirtan, Smaranam. And, the idea is, Srila Prabhupada's instruction used to be, when you chant, you should hear. But activity. So doing this is Smarana. Okay. Yes. Do you want to talk about that pastime? You can bring your mask down to say it. No, you go ahead. You'll say it much nicer.
So Lord Chaitanya, he was walking through the Jarikanda forest. Lord Chaitanya, he was walking around the Jarikanda forest, and he gave bhakti or love to not just human beings, but then he helped even animals like tigers and deers hug each other and sing the holy name of the Lord. So only if you have that bhava, that feeling, and you actually believe that every living entity can chant the holy name, can you actually bring that out and spread that? So he was the embodiment of the holy name, and hence he could help these living entities who had the who were not fortunate to have human bodies, but the bodies of different animals actually chant in ecstasy and hug each other in ecstasy. This goes to show that we are all part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and all we have to do is just remember or wake our dormant Krishna consciousness. And he helped that. And he's encouraging all of us to do that. So if we believe in that, we should know that even each and every insect that's in this room, who we can't even see, will be liberated if we chant the holy name of the Lord loudly. So let's all chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai.
Also continuing with what Madhavi Mataji just said, so he gave it to all living entities, but even within human beings we have so many kinds of separations within ourselves, based on caste, based on the religion that you are born in, all kinds of divisions. If you want to divide yourself, you can find thousands of reasons to divide yourself. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave his mercy to each and every one without any discrimination. So the Namacharya, he gave the title of Namacharya to Haridas Thakur, who was born in a Muslim family, which was considered very, very abominable at that time, but he did not make any discrimination. When Srila Prabhupada came to the West and he was giving it out, giving this Harinam and love of Godhead freely to everyone, he was criticized by some people, but really he was following what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the example that Harinam is for everyone. Everyone should have access to the love of Godhead and no discrimination, so that we are all one. He extends to the living entity level, but even within human beings, we think that this person, no, he does not deserve. But for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everybody was deserving for the mercy. So,
Hare Krishna. Yeah, it takes a magnanimous soul to see that the presence of Krishna within everyone. Mahanidhi Swami was saying that verse where it says, "For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me is never lost, nor am I ever lost to him," right, in Gita. He was saying that this is actually describing the mood of the gopis. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had that. I remember Prabhupada Maharaj in like 2003 was just reading for us, just our family, the pastime of Jharkhand forest, where Mahaprabhu went through there. And I made the comment that, Chaitanya Charitamrita is so amazing because it's filled with examples of these incredibly humble devotees. And Maharaj made the comment, he said, yes, but he said, if all of it is just humility, then it's mundane. But if it's humility connected with a determination to become Krishna conscious, then it's spiritual. So you see that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, incredible humility, but with a determination that I too can become Krishna conscious. That's really an important message. And according to your statement about, what you said about Mahaprabhu not discriminating and reviving, that was Srila Prabhupada's first speech in the US. He said, I didn't come here to give you something new, I came here to remind you of your original position. Okay, I guess all good things must come to an end. I was told by Abhimanyu Prabhu that prasadam is ready, but this is prasadam. So, okay, thank you very much. A congregation that remembers Bhagwan together stays together because we're united in one thing, which is honoring and remembering Lord Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. Anybody have any other? Oh, yes. Yeah, thank you for the reminder. So, request for? Yeah. Okay. So, His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu is coming on March 30th, which is a Wednesday, through April 3rd, which is a Sunday. He will have one program at the temple, Sunday feast. Are you all getting the temple-wide email? Is anybody not getting that? I should ask that. Okay, it looks like nobody raised a hand. So you can go through it and see the list of their various home programs in the evening at different devotees' home. And what is being asked is an RSVP